Hey, Professor
Hello.
Paranormal and Sherry,
Yeah, what's going on, fam?
Slim and Jan. Hey, Jan. Hey,
Hi,
Lord.
Jen.
Everybody hit the like
Queen
button, share out.
Lord.
I don't know who that is. She shows up everywhere.
I know. I tried to get rid of her. It just don't work.
Queen Lord girl.
Yeah. I think she's got the hots for you.
She needs glasses.
She got some.
She needs thicker
I
glasses.
think
Oh,
she's got the hots for you.
is that me? Oh, yeah, that is me. All right, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, mine will probably start talking. Yeah, what I tell you. I turn that thing down, and every time I go live, it starts talking.
Mine the same way, man. I turn it down, but then, like you said, as soon as it goes live, it's like it resets it or something. I don't know.
Well, I had to learn on iPhone that pushing the downside button, that only turns your ringer down. That don't mean that your media volume's turned down. You got to turn that down separately.
Ah, yeah.
Who are we talking about? We're talking about Entity Paranormal. Yeah, I just figured I'd come on and try to do something, put on April's channel for her, says she ain't been able to do nothing. Her arm's been giving her a fit here the last couple of days. She's
That's
been,
part of it.
she's getting ready to have to start doing therapy. So after when therapy starts, it's going to really aggravate it.
Yeah.
Justin, what's going on, brother? Good to see you, man.
Hey, Dustin.
Hey, Dustin,
Jan, Sherry, my awesome sisters.
how y'all doing tonight? Everybody doing all right tonight? It was the last minute. I mean, I told April I was going to do it earlier, but I got the April and Kylie made a banana bread cake. So they filmed it, and she wanted me to edit it. So I started editing it, and then Jared wrote me and said, "Hey, are y'all going live tonight?" I was like, "Oh man, I better get started." Got all about it. Hey, look, Jared, brother, sis, and boys.
Hi, Jan.
Says,
Hi,
I'm
Sherry. Hey. Hee hee.
Now, how's the weather over there, Sandra? Is it warm or cold still, or is it getting warmer?
Uh, we're gonna be getting the leftover of Nicole, the Hurricane Nicole. So we're going into rain. So there's some parts where it's really cold. The rain's gonna be snow for them. We
Wow.
should be getting our first snowfall next week.
Now, when does summer start for y'all?
At the end of May.
Yeah, still got a little while to go.
Wow. Our winter, our summer's trying to end, but it's been in the high 70s here the last couple of days, but it's been raining. Humid, real humid, but you go outside and it's nasty.
Up here, once the snow settles, it's really hard to get rid of. Yep.
I don't know if I can handle that. Man. That Alaska, especially Alaska, it was cold all the time over there.
Well, there's one place I want to go visit. It's worse than Alaska and worse than where I am. It's called Fairmont. These people, they live in a wall. It's so windy and so snowy. It's a big freaking wall.
Oh,
Everything's in there. Their apartments, restaurants, shopping center, everything.
that's wild.
Yeah,
Wow.
and they all work at this mine. I don't know if it's what kind of mine it is, but they all work at the same mine. You have to fly in and fly out of there.
Oh,
It's the
wow.
only way in. Yeah, I want to go there. It's really, really, really cold.
That'd
I
be
don't know, Sandra. I think you might better stay where he is.
Yeah, and to let's say to ride around, well, you need a snowmobile. So
Dang.
Yeah, or a good 4x4. Yeah, that's a
What
place.
do they still use like sledding dogs?
Uh, well, probably some towns do, little small towns, First Nation towns maybe, but it's mostly now like a tourist attraction. They'll do like races, and
Yeah,
yeah, it's mostly that now.
poor little puppies. That what was that maybe 8 Below, where that guy goes over there and he has to leave his dog team over there, and then he finds him a way back over there, and all his dogs is gone. Then they start coming back to him, and then they miss one. Then I start crying. It's about one of the movies that ever brought tears to my eyes. Was talking about Donnie was talking about that turkey getting beat up by that turkey.
Lord. He started coming off with that, man. I thought I was going to laugh. I lost my breath. I could almost picture it.
My aunt's husband's brother, he had a big old turkey, man. I thought it was an ostrich. That's how big his turkey was. When I was little, I thought it was ostrich. That was the meanest turkey, man. We could not get out of the car.
Golly.
And my uncle, it's bad to say, but if he walked in your kitchen and found a cat on your counter, I don't care whose cat it was, he would knock that cat off the counter, and whether he killed that cat or not.
My pa was the same way. You didn't let an animal on the table.
No.
Well, somebody, I can't remember who it was, but somebody left their plate on the counter, and the cat jumped up on the counter and ate the person's food. And then my uncle got a beating when he was a little boy over. I mean, he got a beating.
Yeah.
It was so bad that my grandpa and the person that beat him wouldn't talk no more because they got a big bad fight over it. But after that, man, he couldn't stand a cat on the counter. And a dog, if a dog barked, he couldn't stand that. But Charlie had that turkey, and he had a bad rooster too. That rooster was bad for flogging you and stuff. And they would get together and play cards every now and then. So we went down there to their house, and we'd pull up. My aunt would blow the horns. Charlie come out and get his turkey and chicken and dog or whatever animals he had around there, and put them up so we can get our car. My uncle was with us that day, and that turkey come out and started chasing. When he did, it jumped up and flogged his son on the back of the neck, ripped his neck open. Charlie, my Uncle Johnny said, Charlie, I killed your turkey over there. It's laying over there beside the barn. He said, well, why'd you kill my turkey, John? John said, well, jumped on James. I got to take James to the hospital now. I'm getting sewed up. He said, then I had to kill your rooster because your rooster flogged me when I went to get James. And then the dog tried to bite Judy, which is my aunt. So he killed the dog too. Killed all the man's animals. I'm sitting there watching this stuff. I mean, he didn't do it in front of none of us, but we heard the gunshots and all the arguing. But that turkey never did mess with nobody else.
I bet not. He did.
He did.
So what y'all got going on?
That's about it.
What y'all do today? Y'all said y'all went out with somebody?
No, we went up on a live stream with Drew from Living History's Mysteries.
Oh.
Yeah. Now I went back to day shift finally.
Did you?
Yeah, buddy.
I can
I was happy.
I drove all around this place here where I live to try and find someone that makes a baby shower cake. They don't make it no more.
Oh, with the diapers and stuff?
Yeah, or either like a big stomach and you see a baby foot sticking out or something,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a special cake there for a shower. Nobody makes them anymore.
That's crazy. Used to everybody, almost everywhere you could go would do that.
I did 3 towns around here and nothing. So I called up my daughter and said, "You want a baby shower cake?" "Oh yeah, yeah." "Okay, buy it and bring it. I'll pay it."
There you go.
But the thing is, where she lives, everything's more expensive than here. So
Oh wow.
she called me back. She said, "Oh well, Mom, can you make just a regular cake?" Because they're like $75.
Amy, remember for 27 months. Woohoo!
Wow. So that was my thing, going to bakery today, trying to find a cake.
You go to each one thinking, come on, cake, come on, cake.
You just go to a store, get you one of them little tiny baby dolls, make you a cake, stick the arms and legs at the sides. There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go like to a dollar store and buy little things, make a regular cake and
Yeah.
stick things in it.
There you go.
So got that settled.
Are you talking about the cakes that they take diapers and
Yeah,
diapers
well,
and
yeah, well, that I have already. The diaper cake I have, but you see, the people that are coming over, they're expecting just a cake and coffee because we're not doing this big meal and all that. So just cake and coffee, and I'm having problems finding a cake. So make my own cake.
the cakes have got so expensive now, man.
Yeah.
Wow, it's crazy how high they are now. So because Jody used to buy his from some woman up there, and they make like them $high cakes that everything's edible on. And I said, man, I'm not wasting all that money on a piece of cake or a cake. So he bought it, and I think it saves like $300 some for this cake. And they was bringing it outside, and they dropped it.
Oh no!
On the port or the deck. And of course, all the guys was over there for spoon, picking it up, taking a bite of it. You know, the top layers that ain't touched the ground yet.
That's like my cousin once. He had this big to do. He just come back in from the National Guard, and they made him a big old cake. And my other cousin was going to sneak up behind him, grab him by the back of the head, and just push his face down into it. Everything. Well, he seen his reflection in the big old picture window there. Everything. Well, he waited till he got about right here. Everything. Raised his hand back. He jumped out of the way real quick. He just slapped that cake. Boy, it went everywhere.
I said on TikTok there was a woman sitting there, and they did gags and stuff, and she had some kind of broom that flew up for wig on it and scared people behind the bar, in front of the bar, and she did the cake thing. But when she moved, she turned like this, and she hit something, and the cake came up, hit the guy in the face. Which I mean, I think it was set up. But hey, Cody, maybe I sent you a link. Hey, Charmaine.
Hey, Charmaine.
Charmaine, what's up, sister? Yeah, man, we used to sit around a lot of times. We get bored or something, or we would put on YouTube and watch a lot of them prank videos and stuff. Man, they some of them on there that was, I mean, just hilarious, But then they was some of them on there they go a little too far, and if thinking, boy, if that was me, I'd
ended up beating somebody with a baseball bat.
beat him with a wet noodle.
No, I would make it hurt.
A wet squirrel?
Baseball bat. Oh. Just with some water on it if you want to.
Wet
I don't
metal.
care.
Wet metal.
Yeah.
Amy, NyQuil. NyQuil.
You're about to beat them. Oh, Lord, I know that feeling. Whenever all our kids and our other illegitimate kids comes by.
I told him I'm fixing to hang every one of them. He's on the clothesline by your toes. You don't shut it up now.
Yeah, we had, I got off the stream last night because I thought I had to take my truck to Kayla. Her wheel bearing went out in the car, and Justin has a car. It's a foreign car, and it's an older car.
Yeah.
Well, the alternator went out in it. He put an alternator in it. It started squeaking real bad and started burning belts up. He couldn't figure out why. Come to find out, that there's two different alternators for that car, one for standard and one for automatic, So they gave him the one for standard, and it didn't have enough amps to push it, so it's been burning up everything in his car. So they didn't have no way to work or to get around, so I loaned them my truck. And then instead of me taking it to them, they come by here last night. So I picked it up. Told them, I said, well, my truck better come back in one piece, and it better have a 14 gas. I just filled it up. Hey, Jim. I'm not entity, but hey.
He is the entity's entity.
Yeah. Watch me. What you doing, Cody?
He told Amy he was going to put them youngers on top of the house.
Oh.
Amy said, 38 degrees. We can't do that. And he said,
No,
watch me.
Send
It's
them out
not
there.
that cold.
Send them over to Tori's house.
Yeah, it's kind of wild how, a lot of times we talk about it being so cold when it's like, 20, 30 degrees, Then you see people from other parts of the world like 20, 30 degrees. That's a heat wave.
Yeah.
It's cold here. So what y'all's cold is what? Like
Dry cold.
Low, cold.
Beyond freezing.
I'm trying to think of temperature wise, Jared, not feel wise.
20
When we
below.
get to 30, it's hot to them, and it's not to us.
I remember.
We're in the Celsius, or
I
we're
remember
the Fahrenheit. They're in the Celsius.
I've first started seeing Vodka. She's been in the chat for a long time, but I've never seen her. And then she started coming up on the streams, and I looked and I said, "Well, this must be real nice and warm over there where y'all at," because she was sitting outside and the sun was shining. She said, "No, it's actually about 20 below zero." She said out there with short sleeves on. I was like, "What?"
Surely not. I always thought it was kind of wild how we would be sitting here a lot of times, and it'd just be beautiful outside and everything, and Vodka would come up and everything, talking about it snowing and everything. I'm like, now, wait a minute. I forget she was in Australia.
Yeah. And then Sandra's in
Not
cold. It's probably cold over there all the time. Or when you say Canada and these places like Australia, I'm thinking Australia's hot all the time,
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had like winters like that. And then Canada, when they say Canada, I'm thinking cold, freezing. Vampires won't even go to live there. It's so cold.
Oh, it's fun sometimes. Yeah, it's cold, but sometimes it's fun when it's cold.
I've always wanted to go to like a frozen lake and go out in the middle of it.
Yeah, with your car and you
Nah,
drive up on the lake with your car and you do donuts.
Yeah.
they
I remember
took
some of your videos, Sandra, where you went out there and and stuff, everything. I was like, dang, I've always wanted to do that. But
It's very common here to do that.
drive on lakes. That ice road trucker show, there is no way I'm going to drive a big truck across a lake like that. No.
I'm not even going to drive a moped across the lake.
I'd take myself across it.
No. See, I saw that movie. I know how it ends.
Yeah, Monica, I'd hit that one weak spot in the whole lake. I'd find it.
It's like that guy that's sitting up there with that pole, and he goes, "Pah!" and it makes that sound all the way through. And
Yeah.
Yeah, here
about to
as
happen.
soon as the snow plow truck, you know what that is? A big snow plow truck. As soon as that crosses the lake, well, we cross. It's a shortcut.
They show
We got
them.
snowplow trucks. I don't know why we don't get no snow, but we got them.
No, we have them that waste the snow, waste the salt.
Yeah, it goes down. Let's go put a whole ton of salt on that.
Now, when I was a kid, I remember we used to get some snow here. Of course, I know I was a kid, but I remember my aunt taking trash bags and wrapping her feet in them with stick of feet in the boots, then tie the trash bags around us and put a belt on and put a jacket on and 15 shirts. And we'd step out in the snow and it would come up to her waist.
He get all did it up. I got pee.
Yeah.
You ain't going outside. Forget it.
Then you go outside and then you run my heart. Y'all better get in here. Y'all gonna get sick.
Yeah, you gonna get
What do you mean? It took us 4 hours to get this clothes on. Now we gotta come take it off.
I ain't even got to the bottom of the steps yet, Granny.
Your face is turning red. Get back in the house.
That's because you met me, Amy. It makes 2 years we know each other, so that's why.
I mean, I used to like the snow, but not no more. And that's because, when I was a kid or younger, I didn't have to worry about the power or nothing like that. I was out there playing in the snow, sledding, and whatever was doing. But now when you get older, and when the power goes out, you have to worry about getting warm or keeping everybody warm. I don't like it.
Yep.
I'm probably the only Canadian that wears snow pants and a snow jacket, but with running shoes. I don't wear winter boots. I never wear winter boots. My feet freeze. I keep my running shoes and I'm okay.
But if I'm just going to be out for 30 minutes to an hour, I'll wear my shorts and maybe a hoodie and sometimes my Crocs. And I'll go out. But if I'm going to be out, half the day or something, I will put on my boots and my overalls or coveralls and something.
I even go on the frozen lake with my running shoes. If I go with my boots, my feet will freeze instantly.
Ain't that something how that works? Your feet gets colder. To me, that my feet gets colder in boots than they do shoes.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's wild, ain't it?
And once my feet gets cold, I get cold.
Yeah, that's the hardest part about me to keep cold or to keep warm is my feet, my nose, and my ears.
That's because they stick out.
Jim, hope you're doing good, brother.
So what's everybody's funniest snow story? Since we're talking about snow.
Oh my Lord! You just had it. Well, when me and Laura first got together, she, I'd went over to her house. She, come over to the house for stuff. Well, she come over to the house once, and it come a pretty good snow. And like I said, where we live, back to sticks and everything, we was one of the last roads to get salted if they even done it at all. And one time I said she come up there and it come good snow, and they weren't no way getting out. So, well, you here for the night? Well, we sit there and we bored to death, so we got out in the yard fooling around there, and we had just replaced the sink in the bathroom, and the old one was laying out there in the yard. We was going to throw it away, everything. Hadn't got around to it yet, I reckon. But anyhow, like I said, so we took turns. We took that old metal pipe off the bottom of it. We set that little sink down there on top of the driveway and sat down there and slide down the driveway.
It was fun.
It was fun till the little piece caught and throwed you about 3 foot.
Well, what it was is we thought, hey, this is a double sink. We can go down together.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amy.
Didn't work.
Well, mine it was a few years back. My cousins and them had this. They was living at this place and had a great big old hill behind their house. But after you get down to the hill, there's a big old pond down there. And the kids was out there sledding and having a good time. And I was sitting there watching, and they'd go down there. And my cousin Terry, he would say, I said, man, ain't y'all worried about them going in that pond? And Terry said, oh, no, the tree that fell, it'll stop them. I said, well, that's even worse. So they come up there and said, they called me Uncle Mike. They said, Uncle Mike, you got to do it. I said, nah. I said, I'm too old to be doing that stuff anymore. And they just kept on. So I went to try it. So I was going to go head first. And I took off down that hill. And somehow or another, I got up on my feet was sticking straight up in the air. And my head was stuck down in the snow. and I was going down the hill. And they was like, man, that was pretty cool. I said, oh, yeah, it was cool, wasn't it? But I thought I was doing it on purpose, but it was an accident. Needless to say, I had snow up my nose and my ears.
That's like, it's just me now. Laura got the feeling rough. I think she's getting sick again. I told her to go lay down. But I remember one time the boys was real little. And it come a little skip of snow. You know, like I said, we don't get much snow anymore. If we do, it's just skiffs, you know. But we had, I think, like maybe an inch or two, you know. And they, like I said, they was pretty little. Angus was, he was just dying to get outside. Well, all right, so we get him dressed up, get his coat on, get his little toboggan on, get his little gloves on, stuff, everything. Put on about 3 pair of socks. Like you said, we wrapped him up good. And we took him out there, and he walks down the steps, walks about 2 feet, and just goes, pop! Face first, right in the snow. He was trying to waddle, but it just weren't working for him.
I remember my aunt dressing us up in all these warm clothes, 5 pair of socks, 4 or 5 pair of pants. Then after you get all your clothes on, just put trash bags around you and send you outside. And then you couldn't move in there. It was like a stick, like Frankenstein trying to walk smooth.
The thing I hate here is you try to find your car.
Yeah.
And you only see like bumps in the parking lot. Okay, like which one's mine? So you start cleaning the car just to find out it's not your car. That's for real.
Like, hey, I've come out of stores and almost got into other people's vehicles thinking it's mine.
Oh, I have done that before. Matter of fact, we was walking down to the car the other day from the store, and I was sitting there trying to raise the hatch up, and it wasn't coming on, it wasn't coming up, and I was like, I kept hitting the button and slapping it on my hand. I said, we just put a battery in this thing. And I kept hitting that button, kept hitting it. About this time, the car backs out. And I was like, what is going on here? It wasn't even our car, but it was the same kind of car, but it wasn't my car. I was like, April, our car is moving.
I know my mom done that once, a long time ago. She come out of the store with my aunt, and my aunt, she met her and met my aunt. She met it with her in the store, and they walked out, together and stuff, was talking. She said, "Well, we'll see you later," and stuff. Everything. Well, she took off and went over and opened the car door and everything. Got in, shut the door and everything. Looked over, and there was some old man looking there like, "What? Who are you?" She's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry."
I realized it was the wrong car.
Yeah.
I was going to say, we had when me and April first got together, we had a Nissan Stanza. And back then, Nissans were real popular around here. So, and we had the same dark gray one as most everybody else, or, kind of look black. So we come out of Walmart, or I come out of Walmart. I walk in there and I open the door and I get in there and I sit down in the car. I said, man, it's like a madhouse in that place. And some guy looks at me sitting there driving and said, yeah, that's why I just stay in the car. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, Lord.
Or you park your car and then you go out there and you can't find it.
Oh, my God, man. I'm the world's worst for that. They had a thing on one of them infomercials here a while back, how you could find your car and stuff and everything. I thought, man, I need about 5 of them dudes. Them all on the same vehicle.
I think that's why they made the beep beep. But you go outside and you hit the beep beep and everybody else is hitting the beep beep.
Yeah, ours don't beep beep unless somebody's in to do the beeping.
Now, do y'all get like big walls of snow over there, Sandra?
We can, like, if you're in a big windy place, you can get like walls, like waves of snow.
Um,
Yeah, the
because they
deeper.
would,
Let's say you're in a basement apartment, and then there's this big snowstorm. Well, you're snowed in for 4 days because you open your door and you have a door imprint of snow.
Oh wow.
So you have to shovel all that. Could take like 4 days.
we was talking to Rochelle the other day. She said she had moved up north, and I said, "Yeah." I said, "The doors up there they open on the inside instead of the outside, like Florida and
Yeah,
here."
yeah,
And I said because people would get stuck in their house and they couldn't push the doors open to dig the way out.
that's right.
Said so they made them where they come inside so you can dig your tunnel out.
Yep, that happened to me. It took me 4 days. It's hard. Where do you put the snow to begin with? Like you
And
don't want it like on the floor and it'll get all wet and
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've wondered, Sandra, since you've lived there, since you've been there in that area, you and Eric, what's the biggest snow y'all have seen?
well, it was one year. It was on Valentine's Day, 16 years ago, because it was our first Valentine's Day. Eric had to go do a little job thingy, like 3 towns away. He said, "I'll be back for our supper. Don't worry, don't worry." He was stuck there, and I was stuck in the house with the girls. It
Oh no.
started to snow out of nowhere. You like the plows weren't even able to plow at some points, and
Really?
I looked in the yard and I couldn't see my car anymore. Yeah, it was bad. I had that time I had like a sunfire and you couldn't see it anymore. It's- that
I
was
know the
so.
further you start driving up north, you'll start seeing the power lines buried underground instead of above ground.
Yeah, we had a crisis in '97 where everything froze over and the power lines broke and the big pylons too. Like everything was paralyzed here for weeks. Like
Yeah.
Montreal was paralyzed. You couldn't get off the island or go onto the island. Uh, it was paralyzed. Nobody had power. Then the water. It was bad. Then the government gave us checks to be quiet about it.
Yeah, that's us. I mean, that's really like the one of the biggest
I think
snowstorms
it was
we've
in
had.
'97. I think it was in.
I think ours was like 93. I think it was.
Oh, maybe something like that.
But
And there
remember
was like a big snowbank in front of my house, and I was on top of the snowbank, and I just had to like not even reach my whole arm out, and I could have caught the power lines. They were right there.
dang,
Yeah.
ours weren't that deep, but
Lots of trees broke and stuff like that.
I remember it was. Like I said, I think it was not, if I'm remember correctly, but like I said, it came. Oh man, like I said, it was up past my knees, and the like I said, and power was out for like 2 weeks, and like I said, it was like ice, a thick layer of ice underneath the heavy snow, and which like you said, it was it was crazy, man. But the one thing I was thankful for is we had wood heat. You know, there's a lot of people that was really suffering for that. Had like electric heat and stuff like that.
Yeah, somebody said the other night that they don't hardly build houses with fireplaces or wood stoves, places with wood heaters or nothing like
Chimney,
that.
the flue and stuff. Yeah, most houses nowadays don't even have that.
Yeah, we have a wooden stove if ever something happens.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, we got we got a kerosene heater in case but the bad thing about it is when it snows, everything shuts down, so you can't buy it. You have to buy everything in advance, and you can't trust the weather people no more. Until you're going to do this, people go spend their last dime to buy food and all this other stuff, and then they don't even do nothing.
Yeah, like back where we lived, like I said, we had lived in a little old bitty small town. We had to go up a mountain just, like I said, to get to it, get to town. Well, when we got up there, like I said, the town was so small that they were to this day. There's still no red light there. It's a small, and like I said, there's one store. There were two little gas stations, one on each side of town, and the one on the end is the only one that sold kerosene. And you could go over there, and my God, it was high, and you'd have to wait in line for 25 minutes just to get some. Then after a long time, they'd ration. You could only get like $5 or $10 worth.
I don't know what we're gonna do this winter because you go to stores now, the shelves is already bare.
Yeah,
So
it's
imagine
crazy,
a
man.
snowstorm.
It's hard to find anything. It don't make no sense.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
live 5 houses away from the supermarket. Like it's a big supermarket there, and
Oh, wow.
every time they're announcing a storm or somewhat, that parking lot is full. There's
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
oh,
guess,
it's terrible.
well, I guess that's the same everywhere because it's the same way here. Because, like you said, they can even mention something like that and they flood the stores.
Yeah, and now there's nothing. So
And then, like I said, the people with the salt trucks and everything, they'll get out here and, it can come a little old skiff or, where it really needs salt, and they'll salt the roads all night. And then when it does come a heavy ice or, the roads get real dangerous, they ain't got nothing but sand.
yeah,
Yeah, they
like
they
you guys
started
have
on these.
laws for your tires, winter tires. Like, do you have to have them on your vehicle for a certain date?
Oh, wow.
No, we got all terrain tires,
Oh,
but
don't be allowed here.
some people do put like on the trucks. They'll get some big knobby tires to put under the snow and throw some wood or something in the back of the truck to keep it weighed down, or put
Here
chains on the tires. But we
for
don't get much.
the 1st of December, you have to have your winter tires on your car,
Wow.
and the 4 season tires, you're not allowed to have 4 season tires.
I think my buddy Jody's wife's dad now they live up there, not far from the line of Canada, and I think they have to change. When wintertime comes, they'll switch tires on their vehicles.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's the law. I think they just do it by choice.
No, here it's the law. They have to be on for the 1st of December, and they have to be off at this other date. I think it's April 1st. Yeah. So they check that.
Yeah, man.
I used to love when it snows and everybody's off the roads and getting out and riding around in the snow and it's so quiet and nobody's out on the streets and all the snow ain't being touched. But then the next day when the traffic gets out there, it just ruins everything.
Oh, yeah, it gets all sludgy and everything.
No, that's life.
But while I was talking about the walls, Walt, Tammy's dad, he used to be the head person over the roads and stuff like that up there in New York City. And he has showed me pictures of looks like a little black spot in the middle of the snow. And then he's got pictures of him standing beside his work truck and the walls look like they're 60, 70 foot from what it looks like, but it's probably 10, 15, 20 foot, 30 foot tall.
Yeah, man.
I could not believe that they got that much snow.
That's crazy, man. But you're talking about four-wheel drive and stuff like that. I remember back when I was a teenager, like I said, I went to worked all summer once and bought me a little old Ford Escort, a little two-door hatchback. It come up pretty good as a little skip of snow one time. And I remember people was out with their four-wheel drive and stuff and everything, and they just looked at me crazy because I'd go everywhere they would. and on the west course.
That would be a car.
Yeah,
Them little cars, man, they can get around in the snow good, but
they do, man.
you get stuck, you stuck.
Yeah, now that's what I started saying. Yeah, if you ever got out of it, now that's a different story.
Yeah, I got stuck once. I had a Subaru 4x4. The 4x4 goes on automatically when you need it. So I'm on a big slushy road, and it was slushy and it wasn't nice and everything. So I wanted to like go on the side of the road to let Eric drive. Just the tip of my sneaker touched the brakes. I went sliding like a big, and I wound up on the other, like the other direction where the other cars were coming in the
Mhm.
ditch. I fell in the ditch there, and Eric had snow all the way up to his window in the ditch.
Uh,
We couldn't get out of there, but I saw it coming, and my daughter was sitting in the back. So I said, "Hold on, Poe. We're going for a ride." I knew it was coming. We slid like on the other side. Oh boy, that was bad. But further up that road, there were three other cars in the ditch. So when we called the towing said, "Okay, you'll be the last one. I'm on my way. I'm and taking other people out too." Yeah, that was funny.
That's
But
what I said. I mean, it's too cold over there where Sager's at for me.
you never make it there because you can't be scared when you're driving, like let's say in the snow or a blizzard or something, because that's where all the mistakes come in. So I remember one time I was going down a steep, steep hill, and at the end of the hill at the bottom, there's a stop sign because there's a busy highway passing. So you really have to do your stop sign. So I'm going down the hill. My daughter was with me, but I knew it was slippery and all that, so I was pumping my brakes all the way down. So when I got to the stop sign, I stopped like as if we were in summertime. I look at my daughter. You see, I made it safe. She's crying her eyeballs out. She was so scared.
That's it. Well, my April won't let me drive when it snows because I get down there and I'm fishtailing down the road doing donuts. They was like, "You gonna wreck us?" I said, "April, that's what you do in the snow." I said, "If you go out and have fun, you'll be all right. But if you go drive safe, you're gonna wreck and be stuck."
yeah, never fails, man. Never fails.
And why I wanted to go on the side of the road to let Eric drive, it's because I had a snowmobile in my butt. Like he could have jumped on my bumper, and I could have took him for a ride there. That's how close he was to my butt. It was driving me crazy. So I said, "No, okay, fuck that." I got rid of him somehow.
There you go.
I remember the last big snow we got here, we had the four wheels out, and me and the kids was up there riding on the road and having fun. And some guy was coming down the road, so I was trying to get down there to him because we was out there for hours and they didn't see a car one. So I went up the road and I come back down and the kids were sitting over in the driveway. This car was coming, so I wanted to get over there and make sure the kids don't run out the road. And that guy just stops in the middle of the road and starts cussing me. He said, "Fool, don't you know it's dangerous to be out here on these roads like this?" And I'm looking at him, so I was like, "Well, why are you driving?" He said, "Y'all need to put them things up and get back in the house." I said, "Okay."
I remember one time I was driving home because it was starting to snow. So I guess it was too late by then. But the car in front of me went like on the snowbank and wounded up the four wheels in the air. Like it was like the nose of the car was in the snowbank and it was standing up like a tower. You saw the muffler, the motor, you saw everything that's under the car. Oh my god, is that person okay? What? I was freaking out. Like the butt came up in the air and in the snowbank, so it was standing.
Oh man.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna slow down.
Yeah, we buy grills and boats and stuff like that. Up north, they buy snow plows and uh, anything to get rid of snow. That's what they buy.
Yeah, Eric's gonna take out his snow plow soon there. He has one. He's gonna have fun with that.
Well, it's coming up on our hour, so I guess we're gonna call it a night, y'all.
Alrighty.
I appreciate y'all coming up with me. I just wanted to try to put some out for April on her. Hey, Richie, on her channel.
Richie, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Hey, Tanya.
She did. I did put our prayer games up the other day for her.
Yeah, she did good on it too.
We love you too, Tanya.
Love you, sister.
But I thank everybody for coming by and watching. I think we got 9 in here now. So what y'all got coming up, Jared?
Well, got some Appalachian stuff coming. I'm going to be doing a Appalachian stream for channel members only tomorrow afternoon, sometime or another. Then I got the regular stream coming up Sunday. Then I got some more Appalachian stuff coming, some more the vampire stuff, the story video. Like I said, got some DIY stuff. I'm working on editing because I want to do it right. And I've never done anything quite like this before. So I've been having to go to some DIY peeps to kind of get some editing tips for them. So working on that. So just be on the lookout.
All right. What you got going on, Sandra?
Well, let's see. Tomorrow I'm gonna be doing a members only live stream in the afternoon. I don't know at what time. And then I'll be filming my Para Games challenge there, trying to figure out how to do it.
Right on.
And Sunday will I have my Let's Talk Paranormal. Then Monday, my first video, my new series coming out for everyone. So that's it.
Awesome.
I got I was wanting to do my skit with the tortilla, Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers, but it's been raining, so I can't go outside and do anything. It's been raining here for the last 2 or 3 days. Hopefully it'll clear up some this weekend. Kylie wants to help me with it. Then I got Sunday with friends, Slimmmmm friends, and then Thursday coming up. Supposed to have AAP if he's feeling like it. If not, then I don't know where we'll go from there, but I'll find somebody. And that's about it. And then hopefully me and April can get our para games done. If she's up to it. If not, then we might end up dropping out of it. Depends on how she feels.
Yeah.
But again, thank everybody for coming. Y'all be sure to go over and check everybody's channels out, show some love. Hopefully Anthony will be back soon. She goes to therapy next week. See how that goes. Maybe she'll get she can get around better. Her thing's been giving her a fit last couple of days, and I think she's getting about tired of dealing with it.
Dad Perfect. What's up, brother?
But thank everybody for coming. We love yous, and we'll see you the next time. Peace, love, and always God bless.
Good night.
Oh, happy Veterans Day, everybody.
Yep.